So yeah, we can get the lift in here, no problem. Get it to about here. Don't really need it back here because, well, we can't put it in the backyard. And this stuff here we do on step ladders or standing on the deck. So again, low, high profile, highly visible areas. Do we grind the big ends around the whole deck? I would think perhaps I would. Do we do the little ones up there? You know, where do we stop? That's what I need to be told. I know part of this is leave it up to me what I think is best, but a lot of it is your decision and that of the owner on, you know, what we do. I'm not trying to guesstimate the length of the job down to the hour or even to the day, but I want there to be a good understanding of what we're doing and what we're not, so there's not an extra 10 days of work or 10 less days of work. So that's why I need some answers to some of the questions. But you want these looking nice and new, right? I would think. It's going to be tough to grind those. Ladder is not going to help because the wall is recessed in so far. We can't get the lift back here. We can't stand on that roof and hold on to the gutter with one hand and a grinder with the other. So we're not going to be able to grind those last 3, 4. We can do the others, so they're going to look different, or do we keep them consistent and not do any of those? That's maybe what I would suggest. And thank you for the Seahawks logo, which is where I'm from. Close to it anyway. We stain these areas with ladders and extension poles with the brush clamped to the end. It's quicker, safer, easier than putting up a ladder, standing whatever 5 feet you can reach, moving the ladder. We're not going to. I try to avoid rolling scaffolding with an absolute passion for several reasons. Again, the fascia board around the deck we would stain, I would think. You got some areas of, you know, a little bit of moss and algae, stuff like that. I mean, that comes off, of course. A little bit of rot there, but I don't see any rot on the band, on the fascia board anywhere. So I assume you want that stained. Again, grind those. Not going to be able to grind those up there. We can't put a ladder on the roof. We can't reach that because of the angle by putting a ladder on the deck. Talking with your property manager here, tends to rain in Hawaii. I don't know what the probability is of getting a boom lift back here. It will fit. If the grass is really wet, it could, you know, it could sink in a little bit. It usually does a couple inches. That usually bounces back. I'm going to assume we're not going to have the boom lift back here for any of this. We can try it and then stop right away if it's just not going to work. And I think that's about it. There's a spot here. This is the worst part of the deck. I used a little spit and I rubbed. This black comes off. It's on the surface. Now, I think it's this here, right there. So we'll pressure wash this, not too aggressively. You don't want to fuzz up this wood. Even the Ipe wood, this comes from Brazil. It's very, very hard stuff. It's tough to fuzz up, but we still want to get as much of this black off as we can. The stain has to be in oil if a stain is used at all on this. and it goes on thin. Just because of the density of the wood. It's got a wood density of about 1.4. Most wood is 0.8. Water is 1.0. That means it's one of the only woods that sinks. It's that hard. Yeah, whoever did this last time, no offense, they were painters. You don't stop putting stain on the middle of a board. You bring it all the way to an end, to a termination point. So the pressure washing is not going to take that up, but the new coat of stain would help mask that a little bit, at least anyway. Again, this black should come up. There's more of it on the deck than not just on the other side of the deck, but it's, yeah, I don't know what this is. That's not us. There's no perfect deck stain that's going to last for 4 years. It just doesn't exist, especially in an area that gets a lot of snow, or in this case, a lot of standing water. There's a couple that work much better than others. Whatever was put on here, I believe you said, is a local product, and my intention is not to offend anybody. It's not going to last very long. But there's a couple products that are pretty good. Australian Timber Oil is a product made by Cabot's, oldest stain company in the country. I don't know if that's sold locally here. I'm going to go to Home Depot and see what they have as far as stains. But yeah, that'll get covered up. So we're not going to grind any of the beveled ends. You can't get a grinder in there anyway. You're going to have a strip of unground down wood, and that's going to look horrible, so you don't do that. Unless you want us to spend 2 months with a Dremel tool on the house, which I don't really want to do, but I will. But the ends would look nice. I would highly suggest that we not grind the butt ends coming up to the window and door frame. We've worked on 400 homes, very experienced, but it's a very aggressive 5-inch hard disc, and it takes a lot of wood off. It'll take your knuckles off. They're jumpy. We're experienced with them, but we still don't like to get them anywhere close. This is metal. You nick that, it's nicked forever. And you don't want to grind all of this except for the last 3/4 of an inch. That's going to look pretty goofy. So that'll get stained, but we don't grind the ends, not on this house. Something like this, we pressure wash it lightly to get off what comes off, not to strip it down to bare wood, because there's going to be areas where it doesn't get down to bare wood, and areas where it does, and it's going to look horrible once it's stained. So you can take too much off. If it doesn't come off with moderate pressure washing, it's on there for good. It's not going to just start coming off tomorrow. So it's more of a good hard rinsing. But we do use a pressure washer. A lot of light bleached out from the sun logs in the back. These two are a lot lighter than it looks in the video. A lot of them are, actually. You're going to have pretty good uniform color, like those areas I previously showed you that I put stain on just now. So that's it. Thank you.